to a Jumpfactor Client Insights and Success interview. Today we have a special guest, Nicole Bird from Yardstick Technologies, and she's here to share a little bit about her insights on being a marketing executive at a managed service provider, and also a little bit about her experience in working with Jumpfactor as a marketing partner. Yardstick Technologies is a managed service provider that has started in 2008, about 14 years ago, has about 50 employees, and has been growing steadily. And up until 2022, was working primarily in-house and through traditional means for their growth. And they're based out of Edmonton and focus on the surrounding region. So welcome, Nicole. Thanks for being here today.
Thanks, Amir. Yeah, so just a little bit about myself and Yardstick. So Yardstick is a managed services provider focused on supporting small to medium-sized businesses in Western Canada. And I've been with the company for about 4 years now and have been in the marketing department and have totally figured it out. Lots of A/B testing and trial and error. And it wasn't until Jumpfactor came in that they were able to help us out with actually generating some new business through inbound marketing, which was really great.
Awesome. Great. And so maybe a little bit of context for the listeners. What does the firm focus on in terms of the type of companies and the region and geography in terms of target market?
Yeah, so our biggest focus is in the Edmonton area. We do have an office based in Red Deer, Alberta, as well as Grand Prairie, Alberta. So mostly the Alberta region right now, and we are continuing to grow in other provinces in Western Canada. The industries are pretty vast. So we focus on manufacturing, nonprofits, oil and gas, government. So a lot of government, local government and state government. We also focus on education in college terms, and as well as legal and law firms, or legal firms and accounting firms as well. So like our list is quite long when it comes to the particular industries that we do service. And so we are pretty proud of that.
Okay, great. So a pretty wide cross section, and that's pretty common amongst a lot of our MSP clients. And it obviously allows you to cast a wide net and capitalize on whichever opportunities come your way. So I know that as we were chatting earlier, one of the things that you had shared, and perhaps you can expand on, is your traditional means of business development and growth has been traditionally through sales and outbound and cold calling. Perhaps you can share a little bit about what success you had there, and then what led you to kind of take the leap into digital back in July when you partnered with Jumpfactor.
Yeah, you bet. So yeah, traditionally we have had our growth focused on our sales team in cold calling processes, and it's done us very well. There is people still answering the phones, and our sales team is very busy. But we know that as we want to progress and get into other markets and other areas, that we need a different solution or a different way of reaching these businesses. And we know that marketing is super important. And so we did a lot. We worked with a couple other agencies in the past prior to working with Jumpfactor, and we were able to do some brand awareness campaigns, but we didn't really see any actual inquiries or leads come through our marketing efforts, which was a little bit frustrating. I'm not going to lie. And it wasn't until Jumpfactor actually came in, and within a short period of time, we were able to start seeing some leads and inquiries come through our website, which was really exciting.
Great. Yeah, that's actually a very common experience, unfortunately, where we've spoken to MSPs. They've tried a number of agencies in the past, contractors, freelancers, and it's been a really mixed bag of results in many cases. No result, in some cases, very sporadic. So unfortunate experience, but of course, glad we were able to help once we started. And so in terms of, just for the benefit of the audience here, in terms of the campaign. So with Yardstick Technologies, we took an inbound marketing approach. And of course, inbound is just one channel. Outbound can be very effective as well, hence why we actually offer both. But the inbound program, just to shed some light on what sort of the outcome was we started with almost no visibility. I believe the site had almost 12 keywords ranking on page one. That quickly increased to 30. And to date, we're sitting at about 60 keywords on page one. And this was a combination of showing up in the maps pack. If you've ever done a search result, a search for whether it's a restaurant or in this case, a managed IT service provider, you'll see the Google map pack showing with 3 listings. And so Yardstick we were able to get them to rank in that top position there, as well as in the organic. So double presence, dominating the first page for Edmonton related queries. And of course, this has a significant impact, but I'll have perhaps Nicole, you can share what impact did this have for the team in terms of the type of inquiries you had and the sales process as compared to the traditional method where, it was more outbound.
Yeah, you bet. So the sales process traditionally, I mean, is quite long. So it was very exciting once we started to get that visibility on through our Google My Business and stuff. We were able to finally get some leads that were coming in or inquiries immediately wanting to know our pricing or a little bit more about us, which was very exciting. So as soon as that came in, we were able to jump on it and take action. And our sales team was very excited as well. They had somebody that was a hot customer and somebody that actually wanted to talk to us, which was great.
Yeah, that's I know sales team members always get excited with inbound leads, especially the ones that are hot where they're looking for inquiries and quotes right away. And one of the challenges over time as that starts to grow is keeping them also focused on outbound so you get both channels, because it can be easy to start just waiting for inbound, but that's a good problem to have. So in terms of the outcome for Yardstick, I think again from our chat earlier, it looks like within the first 30 days, there were leads coming in, starting from 0, but getting several in the first month. Second month, we kind of peaked at the new height at that point, which was 10 leads. And it resulted in actually closing a initial deal for managed services and then multiple deals going forward to the point where I believe at that time, within the first 4 months, about 600,000 in lifetime value of managed services retainer revenue was closed via about 10,000 of recurring revenue monthly. And some deals, from what I understand, were also referred out to partners, which tells me that there was the ability to be a little choosy in which deals you wanted to take on or which ones you wanted to hand out. And that's always a nice opportunity to have when you have a lead flow coming in. And so just as in comparison to the type of marketing that you had done in the past, as you mentioned, you tried some marketing prior to that. How did this compare? You mentioned those are branding efforts. What was the main disconnect that you feel led to this being more effective versus the prior more of just a branding effort?
Yeah, I feel like with the branding one, we focused a lot on, paid advertising as well. And so I think what happened is, sure, we were landing at the top of the Google page when somebody searched up a keyword that we were paying for, but they quickly moved down because we knew we were an ad potentially. So yeah, we just didn't see any inquiries come through, and we felt like we were spinning our wheels. And it was nice for Jumpfactor to actually come in, and you guys were so knowledgeable in the space and offered, confidence, I guess, in what you were doing, which was really nice to hear as well. And a lot of trust was between us. And it was overall, we were able to see an ROI in comparison to what we were doing before. Throwing spaghetti at the wall is what it felt like.
Yeah, and that's great to hear. Of course, that's always the objective, and I the results can take different levels of time. And of course, this was on the earlier side where you started to see leads flowing in from organic within the first month, deals closing in the second, third, and fourth. Sometimes it can take a little bit longer, and I think, but we're always pleasantly surprised, especially as we keep the execution starting very quickly. We sometimes will get those quick wins and be able to demonstrate an ROI very early on. And so obviously to get this running and to have these outcomes, there's a lot of different pieces that go into the puzzle. And in this type of campaign, of course, there's a combination of content, search engine optimization, on-site and off-site, all sort of wrapped together based on a strategy. And so what was your experience working with the account manager and strategist, and in terms of the onboarding and the ongoing responsiveness, and how did you find that experience with the team?
Yeah, my account manager that I worked with was awesome. I'll give her a shout out, Priya. She was really awesome. But in terms of the rest of the team as well, I didn't get a ton of one-on-one time with them. They were kind of the background people. But what I liked about it, about your guys' approach to servicing your clients, is it's very similar to ours. I mean, we value outsourcing. We have a team of experts in certain areas, and so do you guys. And we know it works, especially for our customers that don't have in-house expertise or they're capped at the knowledge. And so what I really enjoyed about your guys' team is if I had a question in regards to SEO or content, I knew that you guys had the appropriate team member there to answer that question. And Priya was on the ball about getting my questions answered, or if I ever had any concerns. It always felt like it flowed very seamlessly. And going back to the onboarding process, you guys had that transition went very well. Everything was documented very well. And it was always something that if I had any questions as well, we always had a document that we were working on together. Notes were always taken. I always felt like I could find that versus having to, reach out to my account manager or something and get that. So everything was very, very seamless.
Awesome. Always love to hear that. And I'm sure Priya will appreciate the call out. And, so one of the things you alluded to is the number of the different people on the team. And, when you work with the right type of agency, you're getting a lot of different skill sets that you typically wouldn't be able to bring in internally, unless you're looking to build an agency in-house. And so, we kind of, the metaphor we kind of like to use is you're getting a fractional team or a pod where there's between 8 to 13 different team members spread across all specialties of, SEO, local SEO, technical SEO, content, paid media, social media, email design, development, and so on. And they all chip in on the campaign in a very orchestrated way to make sure that the result is created in a very time effective manner, and that is not utilizing resources inappropriately. And so one big question that often we get asked about, and ultimately at the end of the day it's always about ROI, and we want to make sure that, and MSPs obviously want to make sure that you've got resources that are being deployed and they are used efficiently and they're yielding some kind of ROI. So the one metric that can help in assessing this is your cost per lead of a qualified lead, where somebody's inquiring or they're interested in some sort of managed services or IT support. So if you were to compare the cost per lead that you were able to achieve from the Jumpfactor marketing versus your other channels, how would you say that it compares?
Out of the water. Which is kind of nice. Yeah. We are actually, I think Priya had told me, because this is also fun. We talk on a regular basis on our monthly strategy calls, and we get to discuss kind of where we're at in terms of cost per lead. And I know that she had said we are best in class, and in terms of the MSP industry in Canada, as well as in the US. So that was really exciting to hear. And so in comparison to the other channels we were trying to do with marketing, it has served a great benefit and has proved to be a good ROI.
Awesome. So would it be fair to say that it has become sort of your lowest cost per lead channel?
As of right now, yep.
Great. Well, that's great to hear. And obviously that can really help accelerate growth. And so, the key for MSPs, of course, is finding that channel and then, of course, doubling down to see how you can maximize the most out of it. Mm-hmm. Of course, marketing is beyond, just generating leads. You also want to make sure that you're generating the right type of leads, and you're also being able to sort of position the brand in the right way. So anything else that you found in working with Jumpfactor and the digital marketing team, benefits or sort of things that have come about from your deliverables and the program that we've executed for Yardstick?
Yeah, well, first of all, I mean, the knowledge always, you guys are really great. And oh, sorry, that was my screen that went off there. And the type of content that you guys created. So for us, in terms of the press releases on our Google My Business, as well as the blog content or anything that was helping us with our SEO, as well as the landing pages and our gated content, everything was done really nicely. So aesthetically, it was very pleasing as well. The type of content was I thought very well written as well. And I found the templates you guys have or that you use for your blogs as well. It included a lot of call to actions, which I really liked as well. And it was user friendly. And I think when you see, I mean, from a marketing perspective, I really like when I can see those, when it's not too clunky or tacky or too much, I guess. This is where, yeah, it was aesthetically pleasing as well as good information and valuable information for our readers and our audience.
Yeah, that's great. You touched on a few key points, which I think are key because in today's age, people are looking to feel the right way when they engage with your content, not only from a human perspective, but the search engines also look to see good user experience. So if there's, really well laid out pieces of content from a design and readability perspective, that's going to help your search rankings and help you drive more traffic and leads. And of course, you're going to get more visitors in there. So that's great to hear. Any final thoughts that you have, Nicole, as a marketing manager at a growing MSP that you might share, and any recommendation you might have for somebody that's looking in the market for a partner or some sort of solution to help them grow?
Yeah, for anybody that could or that would be considering your services or Jumpfactor services, I think it's a great partner, or you guys are a great partner for a firm that doesn't have the in-house expertise, values outsourcing, and is looking for a partner that is going to be trustworthy and make the process a little bit off your shoulders. From my perspective, I mean, I don't have the expertise in SEO, and it was a lot of reading and just spinning my wheels. And so to be able to lean on a partner like Jumpfactor, it was really nice to kind of feel like that weight was getting lifted a little bit. And I had a collaborative partner to help me reach our goals. So if that sounds like you, I think you are going to do really well with Jumpfactor.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate that. And of course, we love to work in collaboration. And, one of the things that just sort of close things off, I always share is, we love to have long-term relationships and partnerships with clients that we feel we can really help grow. But we're not necessarily a fit for everyone. And, one of the things that really makes it a fit is when we have a good partner that is, open to collaborating and working with us and doing the pieces that need to be done so that we can be successful. And so, we found that Yardstick has been a great partner in that regard in, providing all the collaboration needed, leaning on us for the expertise we have, but also filling in the gaps and helping us with the information that we needed from their side. So again, Nicole, thank you for your thoughts and insights. And I really appreciate your time here. For any of the MSPs in the audience there, if you're looking to level up your marketing and generate a more consistent flow of leads, feel free to reach out to Jumpfactor for a complimentary growth strategy session, and we'd be happy to connect with you. Cheers.
Awesome. Thanks, Jameer.
Thank you.